Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Allow yourself to arrive and allow yourself to, simply get anything that you need as will, this session is beginning here and there'll be a little bit of a teaching and then we'll go into a meditation and um, here, share with each other our presence through meditating together. And um, today, I'm going to take a little sip also. Today, the meditation is flavored by the theme of conflict. Yes, conflict is, one of maybe the harder parts of being alive, of being a human, and probably across species. And there are some principles that I will review here, and how important it is to be able to make space for what we hold inside of ourselves, and then the spaciousness and the ground of our being that that is, that is in some ways the solution ultimate solution to the conflict in our world. And so when just take care of your bodies, be able to, whatever position will be um, good for you. And so conflict conflict is a form of contact. Conflict is a form of contact that is often quite rushed, very quick, yeah, and where there is a reduced sense of space, yeah, there is a reduced sense of space inside of the data, yeah, and the emotions, the thoughts, the experience that is here in the present moment. Whatever it is, if there's conflict here, I am feeling, thinking something that I don't fully accept. Meaning, I am not completely at peace internally, and I can't hold that. And therefore, there's a rush of energy, and the rushing is this sense of I need to address something, whatever the situation. If I'm completely at peace, I could even let somebody yell at me or something, yeah, or something that's loud or something, whatever it is. The peace comes from the capacity to be able to create space for whatever voice, whatever content is there, yeah, to be heard. Now, of course, at very intense levels, when there is physical violence, as we see there are wars, then we have our bodies also, and our sense of ourselves, our reputation, these different dimensions of ourselves that I have to protect something. In the name of protecting something, then I may need to set certain boundaries and such. Now, as one can see in different martial arts practices, the practice of even self-defense and being able to know how to protect and do something physically is to be able to do it with awareness. The moment that I lose a sense of my awareness that I'm conscious, and then I start to do something in myself, and I start to yell or I start whatever it is, in that moment, then I am, I may be, in self-defense or in whatever situation, I may be being able to create more space in a certain way because I am making somebody trying to force the situation to protect myself or whatever it is. Now, the more conscious the behavior is, the more spaciousness there is inside, in myself, in the person that I'm in conflict with, the more that the information that is there can integrate. And the principles here are that in our nervous systems, the less space I have experienced across this kind of experience of having somebody, for example, angry at me. Yeah. Somebody is angry at me and projecting some kind of narrative towards me. And in that moment, the less space that I've had to develop since I was a kid, to be able to know that yelling can happen. And as yelling is happening, that I can let it happen. And if I stay curious in the moment and calm, there's actually greater safety because I am present. Versus yelling happens and I tense up inside, and maybe that tensing up inside itself is the structure inside of which then I learn to be safe. If I go like this and I'm very, very tight, then also I can't feel anything. Yeah, or I can't feel as much. The more tense we are inside and tight, we feel the tightness. If you just tighten your fist or your body or any part of your body is busy with that experience. And there's like a sense of a contact there. And so, right there, that tension, whatever that may be, then from that lack of space in my body, in my emotional body, in my mental field, yeah, the less space there is, the more I am functioning from my past. If there is space, mentally, emotionally, physically, then there is new information that is being co-created by the experience that I have here with you and the data that I experience of you being here with me. Meaning, I am allowing my words, my actions to dance. And so it is new and it is attuned and it brings a kind of spaciousness because I'm also listening to you. Yeah. I'm also including, I'm communicating in a way that is creating more spaciousness. And so there's a principle here of how much space we experienced as we grew up around that particular neighborhood of relationality. Then, beyond that, yeah, how much space I experience in the moment, in the present moment. Because of course, if the situation is very threatening and there is no space because I need to protect myself, then of course it's very difficult to control my reaction. And that's natural, and we need to be compassionate with ourselves about whatever it is that we need there and have, yeah, as well as take responsibility, for that. And so here we have the principle of space. How much space I learned to have as I was growing up across that neighborhood of being in conflict or in an argument or yelling, yeah, or whatever the situation that may be. Different people have different amounts of space. Yeah. And the capacity inside of space, there's also the capacity to slow down. These are abilities, yeah. I am able to slow down, create space, and also maintain a certain kind of softness. Space as it relates to in the body and in the emotions and the mind has to do with a certain kind of softness. Yeah. If I'm soft, I can feel a lot. If I'm tense, it's hard for me to sense, yeah, to feel because I'm so tense, as I'd explained just a little while ago. And so here, how much we as humans, most of us, would prefer a life inside which there was less conflict. Yeah. Now, even more deeply than this piece around how much space there is to interact with whatever's there and to consciously relate to it, then there's a deeper principle, yeah, that has to do as it pertains to our psychology, that it has to do with the degree to which I am identified with something, yeah, meaning this is who I am. I am my reputation as a um, as a boss, as a student, as whatever the role may be, as a son, as a daughter, yeah, whatever the role, the more that I am strongly attached to that particular role, the more then I need to protect it. Because again, how much space is there? You can see in a very simple example, some kids that were brought up with the experience of it's okay to win and it's okay to lose. Oh, I won. And it's like, oh, yay, you won. And oh, I lost. Oh, there's much to learn in this experience. Yeah, I was challenged in a way that went beyond what it is that I knew how to do. So, okay, so we have this now. Some kids are like, yes, I'm free. I won, I lost, and okay, let's go do something else. Other kids is like, I lost, or even also, I won. Yeah, if you usually it comes with like the both sides of the coin. I personally grew up with tension around competition across different areas of my life, and the sense one because I had negative associations with losing, and so then I didn't like losing because of that, and then I didn't like winning because I had no other way of really perceiving what the loser was experiencing than that experience that I did not like. Now, the more space that I could have as a kid, it could be simply an experience of like one time somebody became unhappy when I won. Another time they were happy with me when I won. And when there's spaciousness and I'm not identified, then I can be a part of life. Yeah? I can be online and I can respond differently to different situations. The more identified and tense I am of like, this is who I am. Yeah? And that this is a kind of like more simple example when winning and losing as a kid. Then we take all of the dimensions of adulthood across careers and family relationships and, very important moments in our lives. And so then there's this principle of investigation, of being able to be conscious of what I'm holding on to as my particular identifications and who, because it becomes my to-do list. Don't you see? I need to maintain this reputation, whatever it is, rather than I am free to explore expressing myself that way and or not expressing myself that way in that part of my life. I'm free to win or to lose. And I know that I'm not that enough, that it's simply an experience. Yeah, simply an experience. Now, meditation here is a slowing down and the placing of the attention in specific dimensions of existence, of our own awareness, our own bodies, thoughts, feelings. And today's meditation, yeah, will be basically centered on a grounding spaciousness that can simply be a place to practice being able to include any kind of tensions, internal tensions that might be there, any places where that you might want to, if you have enough if spaciousness, you may want to summon a particular event. Yep. Now, in meditation, a trauma-informed meditation is one in which we first have the platform where we're able to feel, yeah, the sense of ground, physically, emotionally, and mentally, the ground. Once that ground is there, then I can include tensions. If I'm not aware of what's going on in my body and I'm not responsible for, oh, there is tension there, or it's very relaxed. If I'm not responsible for that, then bringing up a memory, focusing on something that's tense, might jack up the system more because I'm already holding tension. And the more stress there is, the less learning and the less health there is. So, what we want to do, or my recommendation in here when meditating, yeah, is to hold this perspective of an awareness of the system as it is. And first principle, to be able to make space and do whatever is necessary for the space to be there, to then be able to open up to include parts that are hard. And the miracle of this is that it's that simple. You first learn to make space in your system. Yeah. And then by definition, if you do little by little bringing of tensions, you can create a dynamic where you start to evolve as the being that you are. And right there, the meditation practice can be a beautiful opportunity, yeah, to grow. Not just a practice where I'm going to seek a little relief, but a conscious practice to evolve, you know, and to better our lives and our world. Yeah. If there is not space in me, the energy that comes, I need to displace it somewhere. Yeah. And that's what repetitive cycles of reactivity, how they work, and also how polarization works. Yeah. Across politics, across different situations, those who cannot include their perspective as well as the other then end up in conversations displacing the energy of what they cannot live with and forcing the other, whoever the other is, either through social media or in whatever way, displacing that energy, yeah, onto the other. And if the other can't deal with it, then you've got a hot potato game, yeah, that can evolve all the way until war. War. Okay. So it's just that last perspective that I wanted to bring. And so now we're going to shift to the meditation. Yeah. So allow yourself to take a breath, whatever you may need here. Take a breath, a little water. A few movements to welcome anything that might feel like a welcoming of your own being. Again, the more welcome your body can feel, the more that earth that you are can be space for the rest of you to be here. And so gently, we begin to close our eyes, begin simply to close the eyes and to allow the position of the body, yeah, the position of the body that feels comfortable, allowing the sound of the bell at the beginning and the end to create a container for our meditation. Streaming with that ring of the bell into stillness, allowing any movements that help you feel more comfortable, and once you feel comfortable, allowing for stillness. Stillness, the ultimate home that we can relax into. The most spacious spaciousness that accepts you with the comfortable and the uncomfortable. allowing for the sensation of the ground, that your body is resting on ground, this ground that is holding you so generously, so consistently. The support, the being held. Allowing for the attention to notice the sensations of resting, any parts of the body that are able to feel the resting, the resting here on earth, as earth resting on earth. Allowing the shape of your own breath to gently slow down. We're allowing for space, slowing down. Parking your attention in the parts that feel warm or neutral, parts of your body that feel calm enough. Allowing your attention to hang out in that which is capable of being here in you, in your body. Noticing the sensations of suppleness, resting, including noticing where your hands are resting, also held. The breath becoming more and more restful. Space There is space here. The curiosity of the sensations in the parts of the body that feel available, that feel at ease, or even just neutral. Parking attention, allowing for time. For the radio station to be streaming, the radio station of the mind to be streaming this simple presence of however conventional or unconventional the body part may be. A toe, a cheek, shoulder, the hips resting, wherever that is for you. And as there is spaciousness, little by little, you may begin to include, once you feel enough spaciousness, you include the awareness consciously with the hands of your heart. Yeah. To include any part in your body that might be feeling tense. If the tension is too much, we go back to focusing on what can relax, what is present and supple. Where there is permission to be here. A natural sovereignty. And as space is there, if you wish, you can also explore. As the body is more and more relaxed, you can bring some content that you wish to bring into spaciousness. First, stacking up on spaciousness and allowing the pace of your breath at any moment that you need more grounding in sensations. You can simply be curious of the sensations of breathing. Sensations of breathing. Wherever they feel warm, neutral, that there is presence, that is pleasant, pleasant enough. A loving prioritization and patience, accepting more and more of what is here. The ground of present moment, making space for what is here more and more. The spaciousness has a natural magnetism to include life. Allowing the mind to focus on the breath, if just being curious with the beginning and ending of the inhale and the beginning and the ending of the exhale. If the mind needs a place to park, focusing on the sensations, curious to take a break from leaving this one and only present moment. Space to feel. Nothing to do or to say or to think, simply including what is here. Relax into presence. Little by little, what is acceptable in the here and now becomes the space for greater presence. Gently including the spaciousness in the here and now. That includes the rest of our life. The relief that brings relief to the rest of us. Soft, slow, and space. Taking a few deeper breaths, filling out the body. If you wish to stay meditating, of course, you can. And for those who wish to end now with this meditation, allowing for the deeper breath to simply include everything that is here. And as you hear the sound of the bell, allowing that to be a welcoming of the awareness that has been fostered here into the open-eyed world, into the world of including more and more of our senses. Gently allowing for that spaciousness in whatever part of the body to maintain that sense of spaciousness as you include any other information, whether it's with the open eyes, whatever it may be. The feeling of moving the hands on the legs, whatever's here. And just a few minutes here before the close at the end of the hour today. If anybody wishes to share anything in the chat, any questions, any reflections of how this was for you that can help, that can help and help and help the field and you also to digest, metabolize. The beauty of this opportunity that life and existence gives us, the simplicity. Sometimes it's not so simple, depending on what's going on in our lives, but that we can find a little space to begin to nurture more and more welcoming into this present moment, from which all of life can feel more welcome little by little. All right, everybody. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. And if anybody wishes to, this kind of work is sustained by donations, and you can donate at Adrián OB on Venmo or at Adrián Dreams on PayPal. Or you can contact me. You can go to my website, adrianlove.com. And yes, any donations that are possible help make this work more possible. And I will be in touch for the evolution of this offering if as things change. For now, I give announcements of when these meditations are here through my social media and the people who sign up for the registration on the Zoom event that can be found also on my site at adrianlove.com, the Heart of Life Meditations. I will be changing the offerings as in the near future likely, but for now, you can contact me if you wish to be part. And if you are subscribed here on YouTube, you can also receive the notifications. If you subscribe and click the notifications, you can be notified anytime there is a live offering like this or of another kind. Yeah. And so blessings. May this nurturing of awareness, nurturing of presence in the moment, of friendliness with the present moment, be of benefit to you, to all those in your life, and to all beings, aligned, attuned with more and more with all beings. The breath sending this love and this wish to all of existence. Until next time.